What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Art of Closing. My name is Brian Mr. Champs, and I'll be your success trainer for this module. Feel free to add me on Facebook and Instagram. Now, a little about myself. I've been an entrepreneur at heart since I was 16 years old. I am a realtor for the state of New York with a huge passion in training and teaching others how to find success in the field of sales. I got involved in the network marketing industry about 3 years ago, and ever since that time, my life has not been the same. And today, I'll be teaching you all the art of closing. Now, this is a basic breakdown of how to close from beginning to end. So I will quickly go through this slide with you on key points and in detail. Number one, it is very important that before you even begin to attempt to close, that you get all your due diligence done with your guests and take all necessary notes you need to know all about your guests. That's where form comes in. And by asking the right questions, plus taking a sincere, genuine interest, you should know about your guest's family. Like, do they have pets, kids? Do they live at home? Are they married, divorced? You should know their occupation. What do they do for a living? How long have they been doing it? What do they like most about what they do? What do they like least about what they do? And lastly, recreation. What do they do when they aren't working? Do they travel? Do they have hobbies? Do they spend time with friends, family, maybe a favorite hangout spot? Within all this information you gathered, you are looking for their strengths, interests, goals, and needs, also known as SIGN. And that's where you are going to bridge the gap between them and your message. Now, it's very important that you go into every webinar, three-way call, home meeting, or live event expecting to come out with a new customer or distributor. Henry Ford once said, "He who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't are both usually right." So have the confidence within yourself and assume the sell. Know that you are taking your guests and making them your next customer or success partner. Even more important, always remain excited, guys. From beginning to end, a lot of closing has to do with your overall presentation. And by presentation, I don't mean the information you're sharing with them. I mean you yourself as a person. Anytime I share this information with my guests, I am so excited from our first interaction all the way to that exposure that they wouldn't know if I made $1 or $1 million. But what they did know is Champs is excited. And that shows how truly devoted I am, how much I believe in what we have to offer, and how it can help change their lives as well. Now, when your guests begin to question if this is going to work or they aren't quite sure about it, that's when you use your message to remind them of why they need this. For example, John, you told me that you're stressed out about being a police officer because of all the hate going on and how much your wife worries every day that you go out in the field. You told me you want to be able to take more time off, work less overtime, and take her on a tour of Italy. Well, John, I'm showing you the vehicle where you can still keep your finances, but more importantly, give you and your wife a peace of mind and that well-deserved vacation. Don't you think less stress on the both of you will spark a new flame in your marriage? Of course he does. And it's because I took a genuine interest in John and I identified his sign. John told me how to close him without even knowing. Because as humans, our favorite subject to talk to anyone about is ourselves. And before you know it, John told me everything I need to know to share this amazing opportunity with him and allow him to see all the ways it benefits his life as it is now. Now, one of the hardest things for people just getting in the industry to do is learn how to detach their emotions from the answer. Yeah, it's hard because a lot of times we are sharing this amazing platform with our friends and family. And when they tell us no, it's like, no, not Aunt Susan. She never tells me no to anything. Or, Paul, you're my best friend. Why won't you do this with me? In business and sales, you can't have emotions to the answers you get. You got to take the role of a waiter or waitress. After they've served you your meal and right before they give you your bill, they ask, would you like dessert? Whether you say yes or no, they honestly don't care. And that's how you have to be. Guests say yes, great, let's get you started. Guests say no, all right, but don't break down. Don't have a temper tantrum. Stand tall, show no emotions, and ask the questions you need to identify why they told you no in the first place. But do not, I repeat, do not beg anyone to do this with you, which we'll go over in a few minutes. The most important part to the art of closing is collecting a solid decision. By solid, I mean a yes or no. A maybe, I'll get back to you, let me sleep on it, let me call you back in 30 minutes. Anything like that is not a solid answer, and you are setting yourself up for a lot of ignored phone calls, unread text messages, and unheard voicemails in the future. No matter what, before you get off that phone or interaction, always get a solid yes or no answer. Now let's get into the essentials of closing. Like I said previously, never beg your guests to do this business with you. You see, what we have in our hands is gold, and if they can't see that right now, well, it sucks to be them, honestly. But never ever look desperate or needy though. Your guests can sense desperation like a dog can sense fear. We have the deal, and that's that. And if they can't see it, then fine, move on. We don't need everybody. We just need the right bodies. And when it comes to closing your guest out, always use a credible third party. An example like your upline, successful crossline, or someone that you know is successful in your field and in your business. This is very important for duplication, as I know many of you feel like you can close your guests out by yourself. And I want to tell you now, that's awesome, but it's not duplicable. And now new success partners will only do what they see you do. I myself am very confident in closing, but I will never close my own prospects out because 2 reasons. One, if I do, and then I tell them to call me to help them when they get started, chances are they won't do what I say. Instead, they'll do what I did. And when they don't see the success, it's because I felt them. Champs, I am not duplicable, but systems are. Third-party closing is a proven system that has worked for decades. The second reason is most times we're sharing this with our friends and family, and they know everything about you. Like you quit playing basketball when you were 6, or you dropped out of cheerleading at the age of 9. And that's the stuff they will always hold against you till this day. So you get them on the phone with a third party. You edify that third party as the expert. Your friends and family trust you, but now they'll listen to this expert. After you have edified the third party, from there, just be quiet. Yes, that's right. Shut up. Don't say anything. They are the expert. The minute you decide to step in and add your 2 cents, you have de-edified them and then made them seem less credible as you have once described them to be. I know it's hard, but for the success of you and your business, just don't speak. Allow the third party to collect a solid yes or no decision for you, no matter if it's a 3-way call, a webinar, or live presentation. The speaker always knows how to collect the decision. Once your guest says yes, immediately walk them through the enrollment process. If it's an over the phone yes, do not hang up the phone. Give them your link over the phone and stay on the phone for the entire process. If it's a live presentation, pull out your laptop, tablet, or cellular device and have it already on the sign-up screen for them. At this point, it is very important to sit back and relax. Now, when it comes to collecting the decision, understand this. Every presentation ends in a sell. You are either going to sell your prospect on our opportunity or they're going to sell you on their excuse. Either way, a sell is being made. Now, when it comes to how to collect the decision, my millionaire mentor once taught me this script on how to collect decision, and now I will be sharing it with you all. It's only 3 questions. Very simple, yet effective. And the more you use it and practice it, the easier it gets. 1. What did you like best about what you saw? The products and services and how they could benefit your life? Or the fact that you could share those same products and services and make a commission while doing so? Notice that I only gave them an option. I didn't allow them to answer freely. You only want to give your people an option so that they pick one of your answers. Doesn't matter what they pick. You're happy either way with a new customer or a new distributor. Number 2, do you have any questions? Allow them to ask any questions that they may not be clear about. You want to make sure before you get anyone started in this process that they are fully clear of what it is that is needed of them and what they are getting involved in. Once you have answered the questions, you then move forward with, do you see an opportunity for yourself? Once you get a yes, plug them in. Congratulations, you got a yes. But if your guest gave you a no or a maybe, now is the time that you learn how to overcome objections. And you got to learn your rebuttals. Now make sure you listen very carefully to their objections, because that's what you're looking to overcome. Do not oversell the product. Listen to what they say. Overcome their objections and loop them back to getting started. For an example, John says, "Oh, I don't think it's for me, Champs." I say, "Well, what exactly is it for you? Money, travel, or wellness?" It's like, well, I like all of those things." Exactly, John. This is for everyone. Come on, let's get you started. I didn't go back into my products to tell him about every single product and how it could benefit him. I kept to his objection, and that's what you need to do. Next, if they continue, begin to create a fear of loss. Like, John, listen, I really wanted you to be a part of this with me, but make no mistake, I don't need you. From here, I have another 10 appointments. Timing is placement is everything, John. Think about it like this. You could come in now, and as I'm running through this, you don't know who will show up. But if you pass on this opportunity, you were at the right place at the right time, and you did nothing about it. Now there's 300 people in my network 6 months from now, and you missed out on all 300 because you allowed this opportunity to pass you by today. All while I'm creating a fear of loss, my guest believes every word coming out of my mouth because I'm standing tall and fierce like a lion, not timid and nervous like a gazelle. You got to believe in your product, company, and most importantly in yourself. Posture up. There isn't enough no's or negative comments anyone can say to me to stop me from achieving my goals, and you should feel the exact same way. Lastly, if your guests are being negative or dream stealers, simply disqualify them. Nothing bothers a prospect or guest any more than someone telling them that we don't need them. Never mind, you aren't a fit for our culture or our team. People's biggest misconception with network marketing is that we need everybody, and we don't. In fact, you don't need everybody. So don't waste your time and energy on anyone. Disqualify them and move on. X them off your list. and keep going through the numbers. Remember, we aren't looking for a chosen few. We are simply just looking for the few that choose. Now, when all else fails and you can't close them out, no worries. It's very important that you never ruin a friendship over this. God has blessed you right now with the gift of entrepreneurship, which everyone does not quite understand right away. I have plenty of friends outside of this industry that see me grind and always tell me how proud I have made them. I know it sucks because you think just like I do. Yeah, but they could be right here beside me. But unfortunately, they are in their lives where they are, and something as genius as this just doesn't make sense to them quite yet. Nevertheless, create a follow-up list and revisit your previous prospects later down the line, like 2 to 3 months from now. Oftentimes, when people tell you no, it doesn't mean no. It just usually means not right now. Or let me see if you actually stick it out before I get involved with you. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. Stay in contact with everyone because you don't know who doesn't see it now that may see it later. Someone could be pissed off or just got laid off from work. And now they need something like this because they want to be the boss of their own life and they want to defy their own terms. Always be patient. Some get this right away and some don't, and that's quite all right. Just keep working at it. Keep practicing and sharpening your skill. Closing isn't a talent, it's a skill, just like riding a bike. You may wobble and fall down a few times, but once you're up and riding, there is no slowing you down. And that's the same way it works when it comes to closing. Just trust the process. Don't rush the process. Be patient. Lastly, run your own race. Understand some people are going to come into this field more advanced or more prepared than you are. That doesn't mean you're not good at it. That doesn't mean you should quit. It means simply focus on you and continue to develop yourself and do what you got to do to better yourself and stay in your lane. In time, you'll be able to master this and become a pro at the art of closing. So as we begin to wrap this up, 8 key points that create the attributes of a closer I want to remind you of. Number 1, like I said, always assume the self from beginning of your interaction with your guest to the end. Number 2, stay excited. They should feel your energy and want to be a part of whatever it is that has you so pumped up from day one. Number 3, remember God blessed us with 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So that way we can listen twice as much as we speak. Form your guests and find their sign. Number 4, go into every interaction with no emotions towards whatever answer they give you. Number 5, overcome their objection. Do not oversell the product. Always loop back to the sign up. Number 6, know when to disqualify your guests. We don't need everybody. Always remember that. Just the right bodies. Number 7, collect a solid yes or no answer. And number 8, sign them up. I hope you're able to take value from this presentation and apply the knowledge to your arsenal and create the success you have always thought of having. Again, I am Brian, Mr. Champs. Thanks for tuning in and God bless.